Welcome back to The Charge. My name is Matt Jenkins. Appreciate you guys joining us for episode 2 of The Charge, the official podcast of Arkansas State University Beebe. First off, thank you to everyone who tuned in and watched our opening episode with Dr. Jennifer Methvin and Augustus Harris. It was a great episode, great conversation, and we're carrying on that great conversation with two of our own here in the Institutional Advancement Office. We've got Miss Charlotte Hall, the Alumni Relations and Special Event Coordinator, and Angie Stroud, Development Officer at ASU-Beebe. Ladies,
good to be here.
Good to be. Yeah, you're episode 2 now. So now you got to follow in the footsteps of Dr. Methvin and Augustus Harris.
Yeah, that's not easy.
No, not easy at all.
We're going to have a good time today. So the biggest thing that we kind of teased it a little bit during the previous episode, getting ready to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Little Rock Air Force Base campus, educational partnership through them. I want to dive into that too, but I also want to dive into a little bit with you, what you guys do respectively here at ASU-Beebe. But just initial thoughts for both of you. 60 years of the Air Base campus are partnering with the Little Rock Air Force Base. A lot of good things, Charlotte, have came out of the Little Rock Air Force Base.
Oh, yes. There is a lot of great things. And I've even heard some stories of some amazing education that maybe didn't even necessarily take place on the education center itself, but was brought to the community. And people that could not actually go, like our firefighters, couldn't actually go to the center.
Right.
They came to them and gave them the education they needed. So pretty awesome stuff.
Angie, I mean, it's cool to see how much this campus, I mean, it's obviously something's been working for it. I mean, it's been going for 60 years. And I think what Charlotte alluded to, that campus in particular caters to so many, I don't want to say different types of people, but people with maybe different life circumstances maybe, or military members obviously is probably priority number one for that campus. But it's really cool what that campus can cater to.
It is. I remember as a kid, my grandmother taught history here and government, and she would have to go to the air base to teach. And this was in the 60s and 70s. And I remember my granddaddy saying, your grandmother's got to go to the satellite to teach. And I was always so concerned that she might not make it back home. I didn't really know where she was going. So, but apparently she came here to the campus, and several of them got in one car and then drove to teach.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
60 years of that, the big celebration, September 18th. That'll be coming up. We'll talk more about that here in a second. But Angie, I want to stick with you here because I want to make sure we share out, because we've just recently been brought in here to ASU-Beebe, all three of us collectively. And you started in February. And then Charlotte, you started in...
It's like the 1st of June.
1st of June, and then I came aboard just shortly after that. So Angie, for you, you're serving as development officer. Explain to people what kind of your primary role is here. What does the development officer do, and what's kind of the day of the life like of Angie?
Well, first, let me preface this by saying I have been doing this kind of work for 26 years. So,
and tell the people where you came from, because I think it's really cool, kind of like all these different spots you've came from.
I first started in the nonprofit world at Main Street, Argenta, and that was in the late 90s. And nothing worked. Nothing looked good at that time. The Alltel Arena was in the middle of being built. The streets were torn up. The sidewalks were torn up. It was awful. And I remember the newspaper wanting to take my picture. So I had to put something nice on and go stand in the middle of dirt, basically, for my picture for the paper, because I was the newly hired director of Main Street, Argenta. But that was my first ever foot in the door of a nonprofit. I had no idea what I was doing. They hired me because of my marketing background. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So what I do here is the same thing: raise money. That is development officer, development director, chief development officer. Those are basically just fancy words for a fundraiser. So we raise money in institutional advancement. We everything we do is student centered. We raise money for scholarships and campus needs and whatever we have a need for. Right now, we are hoping to get a grant funded for our CARES closet. We have a CARES closet for our students who sometimes need extra things. So we're hoping to be able to fill that up with all kinds of good stuff for our students. So
it's cool to kind of hear that side of it, and it's something like people get letters from the colleges all the time about doing this, but I feel like it's so special that when you find a person, a business, a group of people that are willing to donate back to the school. And a lot of them, so many times, are alumni too that even try to give back to the school. Since you've been here, has there been kind of any moment where you kind of establish that fund coming in, establish this new donor, whatever it is, and you see that immediate impact on the student's life, or the educational background?
Since I've been here, I've been working with our current constituent base and keeping those. It's all about relationships.
Yes.
Pretty much everything in life is about relationships, but it's got to be about the relationships. Right. And I'm real big on, when I bring somebody in, I want them to meet everybody in the office. I think that's a great thing. We have to be transparent and things like that. And I have personally, and it's never a one-man show. It's always a group effort to raise money. So right now we are working on the Chuck Wisdom Scholarship Fund, and we are seeing some dollars come in for that. At first, we saw some immediate dollars come in, and then Jerry Seitz, before he retired, we're keeping him busy here in our office. He got me a good list of some alums, and so we've sent out a letter, and Jerry came in and personally signed every single one of the letters.
That's awesome.
Yes. It's just a labor of love when you're working with something like a memorial.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's never the same every day. Every day is different. You have your priorities, but then somebody else will throw another priority at you. So but it's all good. It makes you feel good at the end of the day, knowing that you've somehow made a difference in somebody's life. So,
and it's all about the mission of this whole school, the mission of the strategic plan. We're student centered. We're here to benefit this thing for the students. Very much so.
And then when you have people who come to you and want to do special gifts like that, like the wisdom gift, it's a lesson. When you're talking to someone who's signing the letter, it's like, okay, this is not for your pocket.
Right.
This is only for the students. So please keep that mindset, because I've never raised money for my own pocket, and I'm sure no ethical fundraiser ever has. So, but it's a great feeling.
If someone's out there is watching this today, listening to it for the first time and hearing that they can give back to ASU-Beebe, what would you say? Like, why? If I was a person, like, why should I give to ASU-Beebe?
Well, you should give because you're an alum.
Well, there you go.
And also, I want everybody to know no dollar amount is too small, because cumulative dollars add up, and those are the things we can do. I mean, sometimes you don't realize how much you're going to help somebody with your $10 per month recurring gift, or $20 recurring gift, or just a one-time $100 gift. Whatever you can do, every gift matters, and it goes. We maximize what we can do with them.
And especially if you're donating towards a scholarship like the Chuck Wisdom Scholarship, for some of these kids, that may be their only scholarship that they ever get,
right?
Or provide an opportunity for someone to attend college.
And personally, I would love to see a campus at ASU-Beebe, all 4 of our campuses, where everybody gets a scholarship.
Yep.
It would be so wonderful if nobody had to pay. They all have to write letters and let us know why they want a scholarship. But right. I think it would be great if everybody got a scholarship.
You mentioned alumni need, like, now that I'm alumni here, that I've got to pay. And I think as soon as you said alumni needs to pay, someone's ears perked up sitting right next to you. Charlotte Hall, the alumni relations and special event coordinator.
Yes,
so,
sir.
I think that is something that obviously was in the new strategic plan.
Yes.
It was getting the alumni corrected. And good Lord, you got hired and hit like day 2 after you got hired, hit the ground running. Tell us a little bit about kind of what the alumni relations and special event coordinator, like kind of what your day looks like.
Sure. Well, the alumni part of it is we didn't really have an alumni coordinator. Right. So it's like, okay, where do we go from here? We need to start an alumni program. We need to get the Alumni Association up and running. How do we do that? Well, first, I decided I needed to find a group of board members. And so I kind of done some little thinking and talking with others and getting some ideas. And I've got a great board of 8 now. Can I share their names?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we have
They get free shout out on the podcast.
Yeah, Leanne Burrow, Robin Hayes, Bailey Pendergrass, Michael Westergren, Andy Hall, Cheryl Sherry, Hazel Dickey, and Teddy Davis.
Absolute all-star line.
All-star
Oh, my
people.
goodness. And so many of those people, not to cut you off, so many people that have had such a tremendous impact on the school.
Yes, totally.
Like Robin Hayes and all, but every one of them, for
Oh,
sure.
and their heart is like all about it. Like I went around on our first board meeting and asked them why they wanted to be a part of this alumni board. Their hearts were just so full in knowing they needed to be here for the students now and the students that have already gone and become alumni. And it's just super exciting to see how they want to see everybody come back together and to be there for each other, to have mentorship, to have the times together where they just kind of get to see their people they used to go to school with again. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we had a good time when we were there, you know.
And it's cool because we throughout the summer we're doing the Throwback Thursdays, and you're seeing, but you're generating that kind of that memory factor for all these alumni.
Right.
What's the ultimate like goal with the Alumni Association? Kind of getting this thing off the ground. You mentioned it's never really been a thing before.
Right.
Is it as simple as just trying to figure out kind of where alumni is now, or what's the end goal?
Yeah, it was very hit and miss. 2007 was kind of the last time they were really pushing for it. And so it is finding the alumni, getting their contact information. By doing so, we have just recently put out some social media and stuff to kind of help people find that and to send us their contact information. Very important that we do that. So if you haven't done that yet, you can go on our website and actually go to the alumni part and put in your contact. So we will have that. But so that's one of our main goals. The other goal is right now our alumni board is really working on the plan. You know, what does this alumni association look like? What do we need to do? How is it going to benefit them? You know, what we have to offer for them. So there's a lot of things going into that right now. So we're working furiously trying to get that all figured out. And we do meet this next week for our third meeting, and hopefully we'll get a lot of just the basic stuff laid out. And then we really want to shoot for the 1st of January to be the rollout for the Alumni Association. So be on the lookout.
I love it. And I think it's cool because you talk to all these people that have like been here before, worked here. I mean, we're all virtue of it because you were previously here, correct? But then just came back. I was a student here, came back. So many people that you talk to, like, they love their four-year institutions. They love kind of all the other places they've been. But this place always, it doesn't matter who you talk to, particularly with those folks on your alumni board or just Joe Schmo on the street.
Right.
They love this place.
Yes.
What is it? And for both of you, and then we'll talk a little bit about the airbase. What is it about this place that kind of makes this place unique?
I was just talking to Dr. Methvin just recently. This is family.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether you're a student here, you're alumni here, or you're a staff, faculty, whoever you are, they make you feel like family. And you want to come home. You want to come home and be there with those people. You want to share with those people in all your life. So, that's what it is for me.
And the students, they don't get lost.
Right.
They just don't get lost. Now, my most impressive alumni story is Andy Hall. He came to school here, and he stayed here while he finished his whole degree program through A State, but he stayed right here because he didn't want to leave Beebe.
Yep.
This is his family. So that made me learning about that. I really didn't know all the aspects of the 4-year degree program being here, but that made it so. That was like music to my ears.
And I think people, you don't realize it until you get into it. Yeah. I think once obviously when you're a student, you start to realize it, but then when you come back and you start serving here, you're working here. Yeah. I've been here since June 16th, and I completely agree with you. Yeah. Like I knew it because I've had experienced it before as a student side, but it's completely different now as a faculty member, as a staff member, and all the cool things that we're doing here.
And those are the people we like. If we need something, we can call Andy and say, and he loves ASU-Beebe, and he loves the community of Beebe. I mean, he does.
That's why he is our president of the alumni board.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Well, one last thing I want to talk about that's that you two, we alluded to at the beginning of this, you two were kind of the head ladies putting the 60th anniversary celebration together for the Little Rock Air Force Base. September 18th is the big day down at the Little Rock Air Force Base, 1490 Vandenberg Boulevard down in Jacksonville. A lot of cool things happening. We kind of talked about what the air base means to Arkansas State University, Beebe. I know there's a lot of cool things in the pipeline. education wise, classes wise, coming down there. What for both of you? What can we expect? Excuse me, on the September 18th celebration.
Well, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be educational.
Yeah.
It's going to be something for everybody, whether you're young or old, which is really cool. And looking back, 1965, ASU education was being done in the barracks on campus. And then in 2011, they actually have where it is right now.
Oh, wow.
They constructed the campus.
Yeah.
So we've had that campus there since 2011, and we just keep reaching more and more people. We have the military, we have their families, and I hope to reach even more community for that education center as well.
I don't want to say it's an untapped part of the community, but that Jacksonville area, kind of south of Cabot, heading into North Little Rock, maybe even if you want to call it just right before the McCain Mall.
Right.
I feel like I don't want to maybe untapped isn't the right word, but I feel like there's something there.
But it's true because the people that we're communicating with in the community don't realize you don't have to go through the gates. It's right where you turn in, right where the big C-130 is, and you turn in and you're there. You don't have to go through the gates to get to the campus like you used to.
Yeah.
So we are going to have so much fun. This is an outdoor event from 4 to 7. We will have a short program starting at 5:30. And we're going to have some of our partners there. Like we're going to have nursing partnered with, who are they partnering with? The Cabot
Cabot Emergency
Hospital. Yes, and they're going to do a teddy bear clinic.
Nice.
And so, and I think actually our EMT is going to partner in the same area, and they are going to have Cabot Emergency Hospital has a life-size operations game.
I've heard about this.
Yes.
I haven't. I can't wait to see
It's exciting.
That's gonna be exciting to see.
Yes.
And I think
and Unity is going to have a large blow-up brain.
that's what I was fixing to allude to. I was going to say, I thought that y'all had said that there was
I got
gonna
that
be
wrong. Unity is partnering with our nursing program because they're going to do wellness checks. The big
that's
brain is for stroke education. So anyway, we have a lot. We're going to have drug take back. We're going to have fire truck.
Firemen will be there with their truck.
Lots of cool
food.
activities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Food's the best part of
First Arkansas Bank and Trust is bringing out the big grill, and they're going to provide hot dogs and
We love it.
hamburgers.
Lots of good vendors, lots of exhibits for all the family and friends. I think
Yes.
there's a competitive, or not competitive, excuse me, a challenge coin that's going to
We
be.
do. We have a ceremonial coin.
Oh,
Make sure
And
that
it
camera
is
gets zoomed in on
Really
that.
cool and really special.
And another side.
And then the other side has our college arch on it. So
Very Vanna White.
everyone will get one of these if they come.
Ooh.
Yes, and we'll have something for the kids too. Nobody will leave empty-handed. So
Good.
yes.
So are staff members able to get that? That sounded really.
Yes.
That sounded official. Like when you said it, I like clunk.
It
Yes.
is. You want to feel it?
Oh, let me. Oh, that's nice.
It is
Isn't
nice.
it nice?
We're very pleased.
It's a big thing in that
It's really cool.
in that world. These coins are, and those are so nice. I was impressed with how nice they.
It's
turned
stuff
out.
like that that'll kind of like keep this. I don't want to keep the flame going at ASU, Beebe Little Rock Air Force Base campus.
We're going to have a proclamation from the governor, as well as I hope the city of Jacksonville. I think I did hear that the mayor will be there
Good.
and we'll get a proclamation. And that very day that we didn't even know, we picked out the 18th is the actual U.S. Air Force birthday.
Yes, that was a
So-
weird coincidence.
that
That
crazy?
so y'all had no
Strange.
idea when this whole
No.
thing.
Not at all.
That's crazy.
No, it is. It is. So we do expect speaker lineup to be Dr. Kelly from the ASU system. He's the president. Is that right, president? I think that's
Yeah, I think
his
that's
title.
right.
And Dr. Methvin will be there. And we've got some former faculty,
Ooh.
I think a student
Alumni.
who was there from years ago, and someone from the airbase.
Love
We don't
it.
know who yet, but someone.
September 18th, the big day. Remind everyone what time it starts at.
4 to 7.
4 to 7 p.m.
It's
1490.
free. It's
yeah,
a
free to come.
free event.
We're all going to be there. And if Mother Nature has anything to say with it, the weather
Might be
recently, oh my
perfect.
goodness. So hopefully it'll stay true to what we're doing here.
I
But
hope
no.
We
so.
are hopeful.
September 18th, the big day at the Little Rock Air Force Base. That is Charlotte Hall and Angie Stroud. Thank you, ladies, for coming on The Charge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, we'll probably do it again when you two are tasked with the 100-year
Oh,
anniversary.
yes.
Well, hey, we're available. So you know where to find us. That's just in a year and a half, isn't it?
2027, right?
27, yeah.
You'll get a little bit of a break for putting this together.
Just a little.
And then we're going to do it all over
Yeah,
again.
Right.
But alumni, don't forget to reach out and,
Yes.
and let us
Yes.
know.
And before we wrap up, remind everyone, so if you are an alumni.
Yes, if you are alumni, we would love for you to go on our website and go to the alumni section and go to the contact information and put it has your name, your address, your phone number, email, all of that, but it also has a place to put any kind of like professional things that you've
Achievements,
accomplished, what job you're working for, and that will also help us when we do maybe professional developments and such like that for our alumni.
Nice. And then I believe we have we're in the process of getting the give at ASU-Beebe.edu coming. So if there is someone out there that would like to give back to ASU-Beebe, how can they do so?
Call me.
Easy enough.
Just call me. Yeah. It was 501
882.
882-4407 is my number. You can also find us on the website.
Yep.
I think we're listed there. And again, every gift makes a difference.
That is Angie Stroud and Charlotte Hall. Ladies, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you.
More of The Charge coming up after this. The 2025-26 Performing Arts Series at Arkansas State University Beebe is here, and it's packed with music, theater, lectures, and art all season long. It kicks off on September 23rd with a free outdoor concert by Emerald City Council. Enjoy Bright Star in November, Peter Pan this spring, and a live appearance by the one and only Dr. Pole on March 31st. To purchase your tickets now or to check out the full Performing Arts Series lineup, check us out online at asub.edu/tickets and join the celebration. Back here on The Charge, my name is Matt Jenkins, and joining us now is the professor of music here at Arkansas State University Beebe, Dr. Brent Bristow. Dr. Bristow, thanks for hopping on with us here on The Charge.
Oh, well, sure. Thanks for having me.
We've had a wide variety of talent that have came on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're easily probably the most musically inclined guest that we've had.
Well, let's hope.
Big reason we got Dr. Bristow on, as you can see on the screen here behind us, Tuesday, September 23rd, Dr. Bristow's band, Emerald City Council, will be performing on Family Day here at ASU-Beebe, Tuesday, September 23rd, at the Grove. Free food provided by our friends at Great Western. It's going to be a great night. We'll dive more into all the things that Emerald City Council will bring to the table. But I first want to talk to you about just kind of your time here at ASU-Beebe.
Sure.
How long have you been here at ASU?
This is the beginning of my 18th year here.
18
been here
years.
since 2008.
So over that whole entire time, I mean, you've probably seen ASU-Beebe grow leaps and bounds over the time.
Oh, yeah.
Has there been one thing that's kind of stood out to you, just like from where you started to where ASU-Beebe is now?
Oh, well, I mean, it's gone in a lot of different directions, so it's kind of hard to say. Definitely, probably the biggest thing would be, the new residence halls.
Yep.
I say new, they're not really new anymore, but they were built here during our time. And then the building that we're in, which is the old girls' dorm, Princess Hall, was renovated for our use. So, we've been here through a lot of different changes and a lot of different things going on, yeah.
So you're the professor of music here at ASU, and you've had that
Correct.
role for 8 years?
Yeah, I was promoted about 8 or 9 years ago, something like that.
What does professor of music entail for Dr. Bristow?
Oh, well, I mean, my primary duty is to conduct the symphonic band. That's kind of the main thing I do. I also teach saxophone, which is my primary instrument. I teach music history, a little bit of music theory. And then just recently, within the last year and a half or so, we've started some new classes in music industry that include songwriting, music production, recording. Right now we're doing a class in music commerce where we're discussing all the ins and outs of copyright law and all the things that are involved in that. So it's been a really interesting sort of transition getting into that. Of course, I've had a background in that for many years now, so just finally bringing that to the students.
So I think the biggest thing that I could take away from that is it's not just learning music like as a degree. I mean, you could really, any student that wants to enroll here can do a lot within this music program.
Absolutely.
Rather than just singing. If you want to be more the engineer behind the scenes, maybe you can't sing, but you know how to mix music.
Right. Yeah, we have those classes that are offered for everyone. We do actually also have music scholarships tied to the band and choir. You don't have to be a music major to be eligible for those. So if you want to get a degree in criminal justice or IT or whatever, but you play trumpet and band or you sing in choir, we have scholarships available. So come find us. We'll help you out.
What makes – we can kind of make this more of a twofold, particularly from the music perspective and even a college perspective. And you're one of the most tenured people here at ASU, so I feel like you're very well versed to answer this question. What makes ASU-Beebe different or stand out from amongst the rest, like probably from a music perspective, from a program perspective, but also just from just a general overview of it?
Well, I think that any music department, whether you're talking about ours or anywhere in the country, is going to be a pretty tight-knit group. Everybody tends to hang out together, and it sort of becomes like almost like a family away from home. And with us being a smaller school with a smaller program, that tends to be even more. What I'm really proud of is that we have students who graduated several years ago who still want to come back and play on our concerts or sing in our concerts. So they really feel like this is home to them, and they're always there. Every day we look up and there's a former student standing in our hallway just hanging out saying hi. And so I think it just has that feeling that they feel very at home when they come hang out with us.
Everyone we've talked to, we've asked that question, and everyone always mentions it just feels like home. It feels like a family here.
Right.
And even me being here for 3.5, 4 months now, like it's the same thing. I echo the same feeling. One other thing too, and me and you've mentioned this off camera, is being able to, you yourself, kind of mentoring local high schools, with their band programs, particularly Beebe High School with what they're doing over there, and even area high schools too. And I think that's a kind of a unique factor, which I'm sure other schools may do, but for us, like being such an affordable college, you're building that relationship with a lot of these younger kids, freshmen, sophomores in high school, and then by the time they get to their senior year deciding their major, like they've already got a pretty good established relationship with you to just seamlessly transition over to ASU-Beebe.
Right. Yeah, it's very rare that we have a student, particularly in the band program, that just shows up out of the blue that I didn't already know. And have a relationship with. I've been very fortunate to have some great partners across the street with Beebe High School, with the Allens, Sam and Allison Grace. They've been great. They've actually played on our band concert last semester. They came and joined us, which was a lot of fun. Brought some students along. And so I also go to Cabot about once a week and hang out with them and various other schools. I have a good relationship with Searcy, Riverview, all the schools around here. So I really enjoy getting to go out into the high schools and helping them get ready for their competitions and help students when they're trying to get ready for a thing. And I just always kind of view myself as a recruiting thing, but it's also a resource for the directors. What tends to happen is they stand in front of their kids every day and say, you need to do this, you need to fix this, and the kids kind of roll their eyes at them, and then I'll walk in and say the same thing, and they'll go, oh, yeah, I guess we should do that. So it really kind of helps out a lot for us.
It's like their high school teachers don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly, exactly.
But if they all do, like you mentioned, the Allens over at Beebe, I mean, they're phenomenal.
Oh,
all the teachers around
job,
here. And even the collaboration that you guys did this year, particularly with Beebe, with the music program, choir program, and they come in and kind of did that joint concert too.
Yeah.
So it's all recruitment too, obviously, but you're building those relationships with those kids that other big four-year universities don't necessarily do.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
Big thing also wanted to discuss with you about Emerald City Council. That, like we mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, you guys will be coming to perform here at ASU-Beebe. You're one of the leaders of that band, and we'll talk more about all the cool things that are happening with this. But talk to me a little bit about how this band came to be. Kind of like.
Oh, well, that's a very long story.
I was going to say, we've got all the time in the world.
Yeah, I'll try to tell the brief version. So Jeremy Nichols, whose picture is there on the bottom, I've known Jeremy since he graduated high school. I was working my master's degree at the time, and heard him play bass and was just blown away by him. Even at that time, to be at such a young age and such an advanced musician. He's played bass on practically every song I've ever written. And always knows exactly what I want. And so we've worked together on and off literally since about 1995. And then Seth Hankerson, who is in this order, second from the top, there is actually a former student here. He graduated here in 2020. and now he's back teaching guitar for us.
Nice.
So he was a dual percussion guitar major. When I first started this project, Seth's just one of the most naturally talented students I've ever had, and was just a phenomenal player even back then, and he's grown so much since then. And so I invited him to be a part of this, and he was excited to get to do this. And so originally when I had the idea to start this project, Jeremy and I had recorded together back with our band Alliance back in the 90s, but we were all in our 20s. Everybody went their separate ways, and I just had in my back of my mind that I was going to do something. And so when I started this, I really thought this was going to be a recording project with a bunch of my songs. It was just going to be something that probably 50 people in the world were ever going to hear. I never thought it was going to explode into this. It was just more of a project for me. And then COVID hit, and the world just kind of changed. And so there's a good friend of mine who's going to be here at the concert. His name is Philip Moore. He's been a songwriter in Nashville for years. He's had songs recorded that he's written by Randy Travis, Clay Walker, tons of other people, a bunch of other country people. I couldn't tell you who they are because I don't listen to country. But he's had a very prolific career there. And he kept telling me, we've been friends since we were in the second grade. Our first band ever played in together. My first, nightclub we ever played was the two of us together. And so he kept telling me, man, in Nashville there's this drummer that I'm hanging out with who's phenomenal, and every time he warms up he's playing the kind of music you like, and he's, like Rush songs and, things like that, really complicated stuff. And there's a lot of guys that can kind of play that stuff, but he was really playing it. He was like the real deal. And he just kept telling me, you really need to get connected with this guy, and that's Noah, who's at the top. And so Philip connected the two of us, and we started talking. We decided we want to work together. And one of the interesting backgrounds is that Noah's dad is David Hungate, who was the original bass player of Toto. And so he plays on all the big hits that you hear of them, all the big records and everything. So he's sort of grown up in that environment. All he does is play drums around Nashville all day, every day. That's how he makes his living.
Living the life.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a phenomenal guy. So when he came on board, everything kind of shifted. Jeremy and I started working together again, but I had produced numerous recording projects in my life. I used to work in a recording studio for about 9 years, but I'd never done anything where I'm now producing a project with people in different states.
Right.
And so a guy named Casey McPherson, who's with the band Alpha Rev, Flying Colors, look him up, phenomenal songwriter. He was actually a guest artist here virtually during COVID. So I believe that's still on the ASU-Beebe YouTube page. I think you can still go check that out and look at it. Casey's phenomenal songwriter, and he kind of helped me navigate how to produce a project long distance, and which was something I'd never done before. So he was kind of a mentor to me and helping me with that. And when we started hearing what these three guys were doing, I was writing the songs, I was sending them the demos, and then they were recording their parts to it. And when we were hearing this, when Casey and I were listening to it, we were just blown away, and we were like, okay, this is next level stuff that these guys are doing. And so then, originally, like I said, I thought this project was just going to be for me, and I was going to sing everything. But I thought, well, maybe I need somebody that's got a stronger voice, And so I just heard of Jake Livgren. Jake had just done a project with Neil Morris, who's another progressive rock legend. And of course, Jake is the nephew of Kerry Livgren, who was the lead guitarist of Kansas. Kerry actually wrote Carry On Wayward Son, Dust in the Wind, Song for America, all the big hits, that was all Kerry that wrote all this.
Songs.
Yeah, exactly. And Jake has actually been singing on his uncle's album since he was 15, and he actually did sing back up on the Kansas album Somewhere to Elsewhere, and some other projects that Kerry's done along the way. And so I just shot him a message out of the blue and said, hey, we're putting something together, looking for a singer, would you be interested? Thankfully, he was a big Toto fan when he heard that Noah was on board. He said, well, let me hear what you guys are working on. So we shot him some rough demos, and he said, yeah, this is cool stuff. I want to be a part of it. And we've been great friends ever since. And so after we heard this was originally, as I said, just going to be a recording project, but it was Casey who, when he heard what we were doing, he said, you guys have some real synergy together. You guys should form a band. And then Jake came up with the name Emerald City Council, and the rest has been history.
What was there a reason for Emerald City Council, or is there?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of different things. So Jake lives in Topeka, Kansas.
Okay.
And being in that area, as you might imagine, Wizard of Oz stuff is everywhere.
Okay. I was waiting for I was thinking there was a Wizard of Oz little
exactly.
To
yeah.
it.
And so that's just sort of something that he's grown up and been around. But the other thing is that when he suggested that, we were kind of thinking, okay, well, we have direct connections within our band to Toto in Kansas that are also Emerald City Wizard of Oz, references. So we thought this would be a nice way to sort of give a nod to them without it being like in your face and looking like we're trying to cash in on it. So if you know what it's about, it's kind of just a nice nod to those bands that are part of the reason why we're doing what we're doing. But at the same time, we just thought it was a very cool name too. And it's also, I should also mention, it's also tough in this day and age because, rock bands have been around for, 60, 70 years now.
Right.
Finding a name that nobody's using is almost impossible. So when we found no one was using this one, we said, okay, that's it. We're going to grab it.
Well, I think it stands out too. In a good way, with so many different things out there, and obviously in progressive rock, and I think there's an open lane there for you guys. And I think what's so cool is this particular concert in general on Tuesday, September 23rd. It's your first time performing together.
It will be,
all together. Like
Right.
everything you've mentioned up to this point has just been done virtually.
Correct.
Sending files from point A to point B to C, and then you mixing them together.
Right.
I think that's what's so neat about this. This is y'all's inaugural performance all together.
Correct. Yeah, this will be history in the making for us. So that's one of the things. There are a lot of people that are doing kind of what we're doing. I just recorded a sax track for a band in the UK called This Winter Machine. That's pretty well known European band, and so there's a lot of this going on. The technology is such that you can record stuff anywhere in the world and sound like you're in the room with them. And so it's amazing to do that. So a lot of people are doing this, but then they rarely ever get together and do performances. And so the album was released in January 2024, and we're just now finally getting everybody together because just, when you live in 5 different states, it's just really tough to get everybody together. But we're finally going to do it. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be great.
Tuesday, September 23rd, 5 p.m. is when the free food will start from Great Western. Then 7 p.m. you guys take the stage.
Yeah.
So for those that maybe aren't familiar with the progressive rock genre, what kind of music or what kind of theme, what kind of tones, what can fans expect to hear?
Well, I think that definitely, I mentioned that we have connections to Kansas. I think you're definitely, if you're a fan of that group, I think you're going to like what we're doing. Particularly with Jake's vocals are very, very indicative of that. And as far as progressive rock goes, it's rock music, of course, but it generally has a little bit more complexity to it. This is not 3-chord,
Right.
This is not punk rock or anything like that. This is a little more complicated stuff. We're doing a lot of different chords, a lot of different key changes, a lot of different rhythms and things like that you don't normally hear in more straight ahead rock music. But if you think of different bands that have been associated over the years, like Rush, Styx, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Yes, and even more modern groups I mentioned, Casey McPherson with Flying Colors, and Neil Morris, Porcupine Tree. There's a ton of other great groups out there that are doing that. But a lot of those groups, have been in the mainstream. You've heard them on classic rock radio, 1,000 times. And so I think that if you like that, then you're going to enjoy what we're doing. We are going to be doing mostly songs from the album, but we are going to throw in a few surprises as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can we tease any surprises?
We're going to keep those under wraps for now.
Anticipate. I love it. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good night. And maybe, and if you look at like the weathermen and everything, they're saying going to get warmer this week. We're taping this on September 9th.
Yeah.
Right now, a little bit warmer. But I think if you look out further, it might be a little bit. It's going to be a very nice night. Hopefully,
we hope so. Yeah.
Hopefully to do it, but it'll be a good time. Free concert too. You don't have to purchase any tickets to come. It'll be out in the Grove, presented by our friends Arkansas Records CD and Exchange. Good-looking group, good-looking album cover. It's going to be a good-looking night, I think, for Emerald City Council, their inaugural performance as a group at ASU-Beebe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And before we let you go, we always like to ask this to everybody that comes on here, particularly with the connection, and you can answer this as best as anybody.
Yeah.
ASU-Beebe in particular, we can phrase it this way. ASU-Beebe is the best place to fill in the blank.
So you're putting me on the spot now. I think that from our point of view, what we really, as far as music department, is that what we really kind of pride ourselves on is those students who maybe are a little behind where they need to be, and to be into a college program, this is a place for them, best place for them to come and really work on their musicianship and us get them to where they need to be.
Absolutely.
And we've been very successful at that.
It's a great answer. That is Dr. Brent Bristow, professor of music here at ASU-Beebe and part of Emerald City Council. That concert, again, will be Tuesday, September 23rd at the Grove here on the ASU-Beebe campus. Dr. Bristow, thanks for coming to hang out with us.
All right,
and,
thank you.
We'll be ready to rock and roll and enjoy a night of music.
And we will be hanging out with signing CDs and vinyl if anybody wants to hang out after the show.
And you can listen to all of your, real quick, tell everybody where you can listen to your music on all the music major platforms.
Yes, it's on Spotify, Apple Music, Tinder. It's on some foreign things that we don't even know. You can actually even buy it from Amazon as a Prime purchase or from Target.
Okay.
Target carries it. So there's a lot of vendors that if you're in Japan, you can pick it up there. If you're in Germany, you can pick it up. I mean, we have tons of places that you can pick up the physical product. So it's been distributed very far around the world. We're very excited about that.
That's Dr. Brent Bristow. Tuesday, September 23rd. Make your plans now to get out to the Grove for the inaugural concert of Emerald City Council. Thank you, Dr. Bristow, for coming to hang out with us. That concludes this month's episode of The Charge. Our October episode will be coming up very shortly after this one, but we hope you enjoyed our September episode. For anything ASU-Beebe related, make sure you head to our website, asub.edu, or give us a call here at ASU-Beebe, 501-882-3600. My name is Matt Jenkins, and you have been listening to The Charge.